Good afternoon and welcome to yet another episode of Mr. Long Island's Search for Truth and Beauty. My name is Michael Watt, aka Mr. Long Island, and our guests this week are Victoria Ortiz-Kleinschmidt and Joy DiDonato from the Nassau Community College Foundation. Ladies, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And Joy, I practiced all the way over here. I grew up in a house where we ate manicotti, so DiDonato is always a challenge for me. So I'm glad I nailed it. But I grew up on Long Island, so you figured I know how to handle a vowel. Our topic this week, we're going to discuss the Nassau Community College Foundation, what it's all about, what it does for Long Island. And the premise of this show, the search for truth and beauty, the truth part of it is, truth is issues that need to be discussed to ensure the Long Island's vitality over the long term. And the beauty stems from all the great things that happen on Long Island that make it such a special place to live. And this week we're lucky enough to combine the two, because the foundation, the work that the foundation does is so crucial, not only to Nassau County, but to Long Island as a region. And it's also beautiful because you get so many great people working on the foundation, working so hard to help these young people, not even young, but we'll get into that, these college students just better their lives. But before we do that, each and every week we launch into a quick discussion about pizza. And the reason for that is, in my whole experience working on Nassau and Suffolk counties, as diverse as this region is, the one thing every town in Long Island has in common is a pizza place. And every Long Islander has a strong opinion about pizza, and most Long Islanders, particularly myself, will drive past a dozen different pizza places to get to a really good pizza place. So ladies, I'm going to put you on the spot and ask you, what's your favorite pizza place? And the criteria is, if you had somebody come in from out of town, you really wanted to impress them with how great it is to live in Long Island, where would you take them for pizza? Victoria, you want to start us off?
Sure. My favorite pizza spot would be Gino's in New Hyde Park on Jericho Turnpike.
Okay.
Best Sicilian ever. Best Sicilian. There's just nothing that compares.
And I think that's our second Gino's reference. I know New Hyde Park is like the ground zero for great pizza, because you got Umberto's, Gino's. But go ahead, Joy. What do you got?
That was going to be mine. Umberto's of New Hyde Park.
Oh, wow.
Best Sicilian ever.
You see, now ladies, let's not fight over it. It's not that important distinction. If we're ever got a real Jones for a Sicilian, though, we know where to go.
Absolutely. They're a block away from each other. They actually may even be on the same block.
And Umberto's there's a couple of Umberto's. I know there's one in Plainview.
They've opened up some Umberto's. I know they have one out here right by Lake Grove. They have them, I think, in even East Meadow, but the one in New Hyde Park, home of the original,
right?
Definitely, I think the best.
All right, well, that's great. We'll add both to the list, and that's terrific. Thank you very much for playing along. Let's talk about it's the Nassau Community College Foundation. You know, one of the great things about Long Island, one of the things that makes Long Island really special, we have more than a dozen four-year colleges and universities. Why we're not known as a college town escapes me, but we also have Nassau Community College and Suffolk Community College, and they both happen to be tremendous resources for the region. I've taught at Nassau, I've used the facilities at Suffolk, great stuff. What is the foundation? What's the relationship between the foundation and the school? And then let's talk a little bit about the kind of students that you work with. Whoever wants to take that.
Sure. Nassau Community College is a wonderful school. We're both alums. As far as the Nassau Community College Foundation, we are the fundraising arm for the college, which means that we help do all sorts of fundraising for our scholarship programs, for our faculty and development programs, and we do that in a variety of different ways, whether that be through our annual campaigns, letter writing, events, and all the money raised from those programs do go and help our students, faculty, and professional development.
And I think it's important to point out that a community college isn't just 13th grade, it isn't just a transition from high school to a four-year school. Talk a little bit about the kinds of programs that you have at a community college.
Sure. I'm really proud of Nassau Community College. We have over 70 different programs, and it's definitely not a traditional college atmosphere or environment. And your students that are going to Nassau Community College, they're very diverse. There's definitely different backgrounds. We're very proud of our students, which include, more than just what I'm about to say. There's many different students, but we have many veterans that take advantage of Nassau Community College. We do have your traditional student going from, that are 18 years old or, graduating from high school and attending Nassau Community College. We have transfer students. We have opportunities for continuing ed students to come into the school. People who maybe took a break out of college and then decided they want to get back into the flow, so they take a course or two from Nassau Community College. And then what's tremendous about Nassau Community College also is it's a great start for many people to then, say from high school, or if they went to another school, get their grades to where they want them to be, because maybe they have some Ivy League school of their dreams that they want to get to, but they didn't have the grades or the GPA or the SAT scores to get them there originally. They can absolutely get their start in Nassau Community College and then transfer there after they're finished. And some of our graduates have gone on to go to many Ivy Leagues, Columbia, NYU, Cornell, just wonderful, wonderful schools.
So there's really no typical community college student. I mean, it runs the board, runs the gamut of different, it all depends what your situation is.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And you have that kind of flexibility, whatever reason, you just maybe want to dip your toe in the water, get back into the academics of it. Whatever your needs are, there's a program or a service that the school can bring to the table. And there's also classes or adult education classes that you can
Yes.
take.
Yes, we have both just the day, evening, weekend college. We really try to suit all different types of students. Like I said, over 70 programs and almost 24,000 students attend Nassau Community College.
24,000, wow.
Close to, yep. It's over 23, but just under 24. But yep, just about 24,000.
So let's talk a little bit about the foundation and the role now. Victoria, you're on the board of the foundation,
Yes, I am.
and how long have you been doing that?
Approximately 7 years.
7 years, wow. So how did you get wind of the foundation, and how did you get involved, and for what reasons, and what's been your experiences?
Well, I was a student at Nassau Community College, so I was one of the traditional students who graduated high school. I actually have plenty of choices. I got accepted into NYU, I got accepted into Fordham, but the economics worked for me at Nassau Community College. So with the tuition just over $4,000, now it's such it's a cheap alternative to starting at a four-year institution where you may pay $60,000 a year. So I was able to.
And the quality of education like I said, the education is really comparable.
Absolutely. The talent that Nassau Community College attracts really comes from all over. A lot of the professors will teach at NYU, Hofstra, CW Post, and you're paying much less. And then when you end up graduating from Nassau Community College, my experience was every credit I took transferred. So I did not waste a single
Wow.
penny.
And I had the
Yes.
same experience, because I too, like Victoria, started at Nassau Community College. It was my first choice. And we saved a tremendous amount of money, my family, to send me there, which helped me finish up my bachelor's and my master's degree. And so, like Victoria, it was our first choice, and we were both really active.
And
on
as I'm sure a
campus.
number of your high percentage of students wouldn't get that four-year degree if you didn't have that benefit of those first year or two at Nassau.
Absolutely not. The student body is so diverse. We have programs for students that come in, maybe they didn't kind of get where they need to be in high school and need some extra help. We have 003 classes versus the traditional 101 classes that get the students up to par. And it really is a second chance for them to go on and lead a fruitful academic career.
All right, so I kind of derailed you a little bit, I'm sorry, but your involvement in the foundation, walk us through the foundation a little bit. Now, you were a student in Nassau, you went on to a four-year school.
And I ended up getting my master's at Fordham.
Okay.
But like I said, I went to Nassau first. But as far as my role on the foundation, it's a group of wonderful, very professional volunteers who are really there for the students. When we open and close a meeting, it's all that's going through our heads is how can we get more money out there for the faculty, the students, teachers, staff, administration? How can we create a better, more fulfilling experience for the students, and that's why we're there, and that's why we raise money. You can walk, if you walk into the foundation house, you can create a scholarship in your name if you'd like, or for your company, and it's just very simple to do.
Well, you got involved though because you as a student. You developed relationships with the professors and the administrators, and you kind of felt a bond to the school. And wasn't it one of the professors or the administrators who kind of reached out to you and got you involved in the foundation? Or?
Well, actually, I reached out to him.
Okay.
It was one of the administrators. He was the head of PR for the school. He would, as a student, I got involved in NYPIRG, New York Public Interest Research Group, and part of NYPIRG was actually, I think Joy, I think you went up to Albany too as a student lobbyist. But you would lobby on behalf of SUNY funding alongside the administrators of the school. This gentleman taught me how to speak in public and really gave me the best education I got from any school. How to stand up, how to dress properly, and took an interest in me. So I wrote him a letter. I heard he was retiring. And I said, congratulations, I hope you have a wonderful retirement, and I just want you to know how much you helped me, and bullet, And he said, why don't you come be a part of the board? I think this would be a really good thing. So that's how I got involved.
Well, and there's a reason why I asked that question, because I think that's a great example. You say community college, sometimes you don't feel like that warm, fuzzy feeling you might think of like a small liberal arts school, but you do have those kinds of relationships on the campus, and you do have people at the school who really take an active interest in the student body.
Oh, sure. I started a club, actually. The student budget is really robust. At the time, you were the vice president. It was almost $2 million, I want to say, the student budget. So you could take trips and hold wonderful cultural programs, and there's a lot of amazing things going on. We had incredible concerts that went on at the school, and it was amazing. And I actually felt the programs at Nassau Community College were superior in some respects to my four-year university, and where I ended up getting my master's.
So now the foundation kind of looks for ways that they can enrich the student experience at Nassau. Why don't you walk us through a little bit some of the programs that you have or that you do? You enjoy.
Sure. Well, the biggest thing for me is scholarships. I think that's kind of the cornerstone for what we do. Like I said, it's very easy to walk into the Foundation House and start a scholarship, but the tuition is so low that a lot of people can afford to, give a student a free ride to the school for very little money. And it's something that's very special. I went to Nassau Community College. I received a scholarship. Joy, I believe you did as well. Yep. But that's probably, I'd venture to say 75% of what we try to raise money for. Joy, maybe you could speak to some of the other programs.
Sure. Like Victoria said, we were both very active within the school. I, at the time when I had gone there, was vice president of the Student Government Association, and I then started working, after I graduated, working in the admissions department, helping recruit people to go to the college. So as part of our main function, as Victoria is saying, is our scholarship program. That equates to approximately close to 400 scholarships getting awarded, and approximately close to about $400,000 going to students.
And these scholarships can really make or break a young man or woman going to school.
Absolutely, because right now, even though as professionals we may now say, okay, well, we're way more affordable by being only $4,000 or a little bit over $4,000 for a student. For many people, that's way too much money.
Right.
So these programs, these scholarship opportunities, they can be as little as $100, $125, $200, and we have 2 ceremonies throughout the year that go towards these students. So the foundation, its purpose is to help with these programs, help with these scholarships, work on capital campaigns, doing naming rights for buildings, getting the community at large involved with the college, and make that personal connection, make that personal touch, make it so that 24,000 students or 23,000 students feel as personal connection as we each felt. I mean, we never lost ties to where we started from. We never lost ties with our friends that we had there. And for the majority, I think we all basically stayed in touch with our mentors, the professional faculty and administrators that were our mentors at the time. They were true examples to us in almost every way, shape, or form, and they've taught us so much. So for me personally, to have been that student who needed a scholarship to go to college, to now be in the ability of being the executive director in which I am helping aid all these students, is tremendously full circle for me, and it's an incredible opportunity. And to have somebody like Victoria on our board and she's quite humble, but her career is phenomenal, and her expertise to be relating that to our board and to those students is a connection that is immeasurable.
Well, I would imagine that would be the most fun part, you
Yeah.
know, to know, especially for people that maybe, you know, didn't start out life on third base, and
Right.
and everybody who went through something like that got help from somewhere. I don't care who you are. Somebody
Yep.
stepped up and helped you out, and to be able to return that favor, I'd imagine there's no greater feeling than that, and you
Absolutely.
guys live
So
it.
heartwarming. Absolutely.
And then the other, I was fortunate enough to be at a foundation event last month, and I was really, really impressed by the depth and breadth of the people involved, the business community leaders, other kinds of not-for-profit leaders. Can you tell us a little bit about the makeup of the foundation and who some of the people are, and how long some have been on the board and how short, you know?
Sure. Well, some of our members are from very large organizations and companies, one being the New York Times, one being Cablevision. One of our foundation members was actually CEO of a very large bank and had also run the Bronx Zoo. I mean,
Now that's a cool title.
that's
yeah.
a cool title.
I'm the head
And
zookeeper around here, yeah.
Exactly. And right now we're going to be getting some more board members, so those announcements to be announced. But we're really looking to have a very diverse portfolio of board members to truly and accurately represent the community at large. So
Well, what kind of person, what do you look for in a board member?
philanthropic,
Okay.
very dedicated, understanding our mission at Nassau Community College, whether they have a personal connection to the college or perhaps they want to help the college because they've seen how great it's, affected other people in their community, or maybe they are local, maybe they're really close to us, maybe they're down the block and they are looking for interns, or they're looking for community outreach, or they're looking to really benefit or help out a place that has 23,000 students that at this time may be students, but could be their next interns, junior professionals, senior professionals eventually, and then their children will need, an education. So whatever their connection is, there's probably not further than one person removed from them that has either gone to Nassau Community College or family member went to Nassau Community College.
And again, just at the one event that I went to, I saw the nature of the relationships with the people who had been there a while. I mean, there was some genuine affection there, some
Excellent.
long-term good feelings for each other, which is not always the case with the board. But do you create that kind of environment intentionally? Is it safe to say it's the kind of place where you can make friends easily or get involved with people you're going to like? Or
I believe it. I
We
believe
all
it is
rally
for,
around the students.
but-
So
and for us, wouldn't you say? For me, it's my home away from home, and to be in this role is my home away from home. And I know for Victoria to just come back, it's
it's a labor of love. It really is. And we do wonderful things for the students.
And I also found, again, in my stint as an adjunct professor, when you're around students, you just feel younger, and just you get natural infusion of it. No, you do.
Yes.
It's I mean, nothing makes you feel older than walking across a college campus wearing a suit. But
it does.
and then referred to as sir. That was the hard part.
Or
but,
ma'am,
yeah.
even worse.
Well, if they called me ma'am, yeah, that would be a problem. But let's have a little fun. The Nassau community talked about 23,000 students coming and going. Who's the most famous alumni? Or who's actually been through that building, sat in those chairs?
The most famous, hands down, is our beloved Billy Crystal.
Okay.
And he was part of our theater program and has indeed started a scholarship that he does have with the college. So hands down, it's probably Billy Crystal. But we'd love to have him back for a visit any old time.
Okay.
Yeah, and I actually heard him mention us on Charlie Rose,
Yeah.
which was great. He talked about the rickety old theater building.
Which is getting renovated.
Yes, yes, and we're looking to...
And you tell them the only thing missing is that the Billy Crystal Theater sign over the entrance, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Right? I understand Eddie Murphy also walked the campus there?
He did walk the campus, yes, and our UFC champ, Chris Weidman, more recent graduate, yes.
And I would be remiss, a good friend of mine I went to Massapequa who played in the NFL named Brian Baldinger, who
Yep.
went to Nassau and he got a free ride at Duke
Yes.
his junior and senior year.
Yes, and Gary Brown, also an NFLer as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you have you got a tremendous track record. Now I'm going to get in trouble. Two of my sisters and two of my brothers also went to Nassau. You got a tremendous track record for being a vital part of the community. You have people who, without the help of the foundation, would not be able to really blossom into their full potential, which I think is just a tremendous salute to what you do. And God help us if Nassau didn't have it, if Suffolk didn't have Suffolk Community College and they have a foundation. It's such a vital part of the region. I just wish more people understood the value of having that resource to them. So I really appreciate your time and coming down and talking a little bit about what you do. Hopefully we can find some foundation people for you, and or find some students that maybe just need a little bit of a boost and they can reach out to the foundation. Is there a website, or how would somebody get in touch with the foundation?
Go right on to ncc.edu, and if you click on how to give, or that's going to the foundation, that would be wonderful. But if you want more information about just getting into the registration process, right onto the website, ncc.edu.
And
You can click on right there.
The gifts are nice, but you're also really looking to just get people who want to really jump in feet first and get
Absolutely.
involved and hang around with young people. And I tell you that the event that I went to was so much fun. I could really see people getting to enjoy themselves there.
Looking
So,
forward to having you at the next
terrific.
one.
Well, ladies, thank you very
Yes,
much.
thank you for
Thank
having
you.
us.
This has been another episode of Mr. Long Island's Search for Truth and Beauty. Our guests this week have been Victoria Ortiz-Kleinschmidt and Joy DiDonato from the Nassau Community College Foundation. My name is Michael Watt, aka Mr. Long Island, and this has been Mr. Long Island's Search for Truth and Beauty. Thank you very much. See you next week.